I was a cast member at Walt Disney World for 5 years. I witnessed a man endanger his life just so that he could ride Avatar Flight of Passage at Disney's Animal Kingdom, and this is a cast member story. If you've ever ridden Avatar Flight of Passage, you know that it is an exhilarating simulator with simulated high speeds, but very real drops that are going to have you go up and down, left and right, and it's going to move your body around a lot. If you've done it, you might also be aware that you're going to have to take off backpacks, you're going to have to put it inside the lockers. While they are within your sight when you're riding the ride, you definitely can't access them. Well, it's a big, big deal, and if you've done it or if you've heard about it, you may know that cast members are very, very adamant about your bag has to be all the way in that kind of locker storage area. Now, there's some wild stories. People try to sneak dogs on in little bags. Obviously, that's not safe. Your dog is now put inside of the ride zone. Your pet could literally get killed. Not smart. But on this specific occasion, we had a really weird issue. So it is very normal for guests that are in wheelchairs to be sent to specific rooms for Avatar Flight of Passage to make sure that they're given more time. We kind of know that they're in that section of the building and we can kind of prep all the other cast members, hey, we want to make sure these guests are comfortable and they have a ton of time. And so the goal is not to rush people, it's just to know that we have this category where we can kind of let everybody have a little bit more time. We have a man come in and I am in the room right after where I'm kind of handing you the glasses after you've already done the welcome to Pandora and fly. After you've done that room, and I'm handing out glasses, and I see a man come in and I go, he's connected to an oxygen tank. Now, you can take an oxygen tank onto certain attractions and certain rides. A roller coaster, Avatar Flight of Passage, that is not one of those rides. So we're down to a big issue. Does this man know and he just wants to walk along with the ride? I haven't been warned about it, so I have to assume that he's going on the ride. Can he breathe without his oxygen tank, literally pumping the oxygen in? And if he doesn't know that he can't ride and he can't ride without oxygen, did he just have to wait 2.5, 3, maybe even 4 hours just to be told that he can't go on the ride without being unsafe? Well, I immediately, after giving everyone their glasses, we have a little bit of time while the safety spiel is going off and you're kind of watching the video to learn the backstory of Pandora, the world of Avatar, and how this ride came to be. I pick up the phone immediately and I'm like, guys, are we aware that there's a man with an oxygen tank on here? What do I do? I've never had this happen before. We're trained on the safety procedures, but no matter how much training you have, there's always something else that's going to pop up, and you just want to clarify. So I did. I called. Obviously, the answer was no, this man cannot ride with his oxygen tank. We're on a moving vehicle that goes back and forth. There's joints. Imagine if the oxygen tank got slammed in something and crushed. It could be extremely dangerous, not just for him, but for every single person on the ride. So as the safety video is ending, I go to turn around and I'm ready to tell this man the bad news. We start walking everyone in. Thankfully, this man was one of the first people in the line, so he gets all the way to the end, which is kind of near the exit door. If the answer is no, you can't ride, then it's easy to be like, there you go. Wait out there for your family. So I get the awkward part of walking up to him and going, sir, unfortunately, you're not able to ride with your oxygen tank. I didn't even get to say the next thing before the man goes, what? What do you mean? I just waited in line. I'm here to do the ride. I want to do the thing. I love Avatar. Totally, honestly, justified response. I get it. I understand being upset, especially because at that point, you've passed the entrance cast member. You might have passed the Fast Pass cast member. Fast Pass at that time. You've passed the merge cast member. You've seen random people that have gone throughout the lines. You may have even seen a coordinator at that point. You've been grouped into a thing and you've been sent into a room. There was a lot of opportunities where someone could have said this to him, and I just have to assume that it either was missed or someone went, I'm not dealing with it. I don't know what the answer was, but the man made it all the way to me before being told that, yeah, I mean, you can't ride with this supplementary oxygen on your body while on a massive, huge simulator. So I tell him this. He's obviously very upset. So I start offering some solutions. I'm like, look, I can get you and your entire family fast passes to go on the Navi River journey. On that attraction, you should be able to take your oxygen. If you want to ride the ride without oxygen, just so you know, you could go without it for 30 minutes. Now, of course, the ride is not 30 minutes, but I want to tell him that because if everything went wrong, this man is sitting there, the ride emergency stops, something goes wrong with the ride, it sits in one place and we can't get to him. There is the theoretical possibility that even if that was the very first room that we sent mechanics and everyone to, there's a chance that he could be without oxygen for a long, long time. So I didn't want to risk that. And I told him, hey, it could be for up to 30 minutes. The ride itself is, 4.5, but this could happen. He was very, very upset, went back and forth with his wife. This man is probably 80-some years old, around that age. And his wife was about the same, maybe a little younger, and she was like, please don't ride, please don't ride. Well, it turns out this man was a diehard Avatar fan, and this man was going to ride or die, possibly both. He said, I'm not riding without my oxygen. So I pick up the phone and I go, hey coordinators, so we could have an issue. We're sending a man on who needs oxygen to breathe onto a ride, which is a thrill attraction, which is going to cause heavy heart beating and a lot of thrill and more desire for air without oxygen. They said, well, they didn't exactly say this, but in a roundabout way, they basically said, if he was choosing to die, he's choosing to die. If he doesn't actually need it, we technically can't stop him. It's the same sense that you can't technically stop a pregnant woman from going on a roller coaster. You can say, I highly recommend, you shouldn't do this, you have a baby, but it's not like we can say, you're not allowed to ride because we think you're pregnant. If she says, I'm not, or says, I'm going anyway, you get to go on the ride. Same exact instance with this man. He said, I don't need it. So I tell one of my coordinators, look, he's going to go on this ride. Wait at the exit for if something horrible goes wrong, and please make sure nothing horrible goes wrong. They waited at the end with the oxygen, they were ready to pick it up, everything went fine, but I just gotta think. I've been on Avatar Flight of Passage, I waited 2.5 hours my first time, maybe it was longer than that, could have been like 3.5. I waited a very, very long time to go on this ride. I'm a huge Avatar fan, but I gotta ask, let me know in the comments, what ride have you wanted to go on, or what experience, maybe a movie or a Broadway show, what's that one thing that you would want to go and see so badly that you would leave oxygen behind and your chance at maybe some fresh air? Everything goes crazy, everything wild can happen, and you know what? I wish that man had been warned earlier just so he had some more time to think about it. And that's a cast member story.